So let's do this a new spin and see where we go.
Let's see if I can figure out the name. Don't tell me. Wait. Okay, it pops up. Yeah, Vulpix. Okay, I love
Okay.
Ninetales. I'm a huge
Yes.
fan of Ninetales.
Yes, I like Vulpix generally. Vulpix is
I think it has to be Naruto. I don't think there's anything else we can call it. Because Naruto's the Ninetale Fox.
there we go. Naruto. I have it written down. 29168. Nipolio. Love. I think in Gen 2, unless you have someone call you, it's really hard to get a Firestone. How do you want to work that?
Let's see here. I'm gonna look it up to see when the first one appears during the gameplay. Okay, so you can't buy it in Gen 2.
No.
From Bill's grandfather in Sea Cottage.
Ugh.
Is that like Kanto?
That's in Kanto, yeah. And you have to like, he'll be like, I'm looking for a Pokemon that like has a long tongue, and you're like, all right, RNG the IVs. Okay. 9. 13. Don't have to move that. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. Here it is. Oh yes. Perfect. Okay. Ember. Everything. This should be good.
Ember's gonna be so much better than anything else we could have.
Oh, exactly. It's just like, just having a move that is just 100 accuracy and then a type that's not just normal, just always finds a way, like.
Yeah, and isn't there a chance to burn too? Like it's small, but like anything is worth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's sick.
It's like, and like water gun that does nothing. Like Bubble's better than water gun technically, even though it's not. No, water gun's definitely better because it deals more, like 2 times more damage technically, based on power.
Yeah, it's like 20 versus 40, right? What do we got?
Oh.
Coughing.
Cover.
Oh wait, does Crystal Clear already account for Stone Evolution? Because I know some ROM hacks, they'll give you the chance to level up into an evolution that you would normally have to trade to get. So
I wonder. Pokemon that normally evolve with trades evolve through the use of stones. Stones and items that can only be obtained through mystery gifts available at department stores. Okay.
Oh, excellent.
Perfect.
So there's a high chance that once we get to, what is it, Goldenrod that has the store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it says here we go. The GS Ball and Celebi can be triggered after Mount Silver has been unlocked. Fixed a bunch of glitches such as the problems with some of Kurt's balls and several items. Yeah, some of Kurt's balls, I think the speed ball or something like that does something. Now I realize why you're laughing. Kurt's balls.
Kurt's ball.
Anyway, some of Kurt's balls have
that created the Pokeball with like just Kurt and some random ass.
Made all gym leaders rematchable. Just talk to them again. Remove the badge boosts and extra chances the AI has to miss on status moves. Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be a lot more fair, especially if it's on battle set. It's gonna be like pretty much just fighting a bunch of like humans. Like we're gonna have to be like smart about it.
Right. Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. Remove badge boosts. Right. Sorry. Ho-Oh and Lugia have good moves. Reusable TMs. That's good. Hold down B to run. Restore Japanese sprites for the beauty, sage, medium, female swimmer, and fisherman. That's very hentai-ish with the female swimmer. So whoever did that, obviously you were proud about yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's one of those like anti-censorship things, right? Like they're not even they're just like, we don't like being censored, so we're gonna change it back.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Oh look at it. Restored the original Japanese sprite for Jinx.
Oh, is that because it's purple in North America, right? But it's probably just black in the Japanese one.
I'm assuming. Let's just see. Yes, it was. Yeah, in the yeah. You can see.
Mr. Popo from
Mr. Popo. So, coughing has. Whoa.
Wow.
I don't know he had high defense.
I guess he's supposed to be a staller. He poisons you and then sits there while you slowly die in front of him.
True. He also has like the explosion thing. Like, how he has explosion and self-destruct. He has very few weaknesses. What the hell?
So it turns out coughing's actually probably the best Pokemon in the game.
Oh, because he has levitate. I'm like, doesn't it ground? Yeah. Poison gas and attack. Okay. All right. That is fine. No more present. Get out of here. Poison. Gas. Tackle. So it's going to be a little rough, but... Oh, so a move we're never going to use is right there? There's one move that I would assume we would try to avoid him using as long as we want him on our team.
Oh, doesn't he blow up?
Self-destruct. Yeah.
We're gonna have to be very careful not to accidentally hit the self-destruct button. Because imagine he was. I know it's almost like a button, eh? Imagine we had that trade bullshit, right? And he's like, he refused to use tackle, so he fucking.
Oh my god.
We have to have it so they're not trade Pokemon.
All right, so let's go to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, 4. That's not good.
Rough. He's special though, right? His defense is only 6.
His speed's good. Oh, but his special... Well, they're not good stats of him. So we got Naruto UwU. And... Oh, we didn't change his name!
You know what? It's Tim Allen the Coffin, dude.
It's Tim Allen.
I'm not gonna complain.
I liked it, yeah, oh yeah. The biggest thing, like one of the things that makes Cyndaquil so good in this gen, in addition to the fact that it's Cyndaquil, is that, like... Let's see, 1... 2, 3... Well, like... The bug gym is just then not as much of a challenge. You have like a guy who's just good against the bug gym.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you told me when you played Heart Gold how much trouble you had with Chikorita. Like, there's the first 2 gyms are bad. It's bad against. The third one's technically bad against because of rollout.
Yep.
The fourth one, it doesn't really do anything because all the Pokemon are poison anyway, so grass doesn't do anything. Steel.
And poison is super effective against grass.
Yes, exactly. I'm not sure how many of the ghost Pokemon have like poison moves, but even so, it's at this point it really doesn't matter. You still just got like your grass moves don't do anything. It's either physical, you got normal attacks that don't do anything, or you have grass attacks that do very little. Like
exactly. And you got Feraligatr who can learn Ice Fang.
Yeah.
And so Dragon types are non-existent. And you're not gonna learn Ice Fang right away, but like later on in the game, like after the flying and bug, like Feraligator's amazing, Cyndaquil's amazing, and I don't think Meganium is super effective against a single gym in the entire game. Like I think is there a rock type gym in this game, like besides Kanto?
No.
I don't think there is. There's no water type either. Yeah,
there's fighting that grass isn't good against, I don't think either. Steel, grass isn't good against.
No.
Ice, grass is weak against.
Yep.
Dragon, grass isn't good against.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, Chikorita is very hard mode. Chikorita is the worst starter of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god.
I couldn't believe it. And it sucks because I used to like Chikorita because the only time I ever used Chikorita was after playing, what was it, XD Gale of Darkness, and I beat that 100 in a row battle, and I got a Chikorita out of it. And I was like, dude, look, it's a Gen 2 Pokemon, because back then they were very rare to have, like, Gen 3 and past. So I was super happy about it. And I'm like, man, he's such a cool Pokemon. Everything's so sick. But by then I had like level 100 Rayquaza, level 100 Sceptile, level 100 Skarmory. Like I didn't care if they were good. I just wanted them in general. But using him in an actual playthrough, because I always did Totodile before, using him in an actual playthrough was the worst. I've never used Cyndaquil though, so I gotta give him a go.
Oh really? Interesting.
I've only been Totodile because I usually start with the water starter, with the rare exception of Trico and Infernape. Those are the only 2 I don't do water type. Every other Pokemon I've gone water type.
Oh, Gen 4 is pretty, like... I don't think there's many advantages to go at choosing water. Additionally, since Empoleon just at some point just does no damage, or never hits, because it's got like 20 speed.
It's the worst, and you need speed in every Pokemon game.
Like I'm okay in this circumstance having a pretty slow coughing, but like really, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, in a Nuzlocke setting, it's good to have at least one, like, bulky, huge, like, beefy boy. Especially when his name is Tim Allen. I feel like he's got a little bit more reliability in that name.
It's got a thematic.
I like the story of how it came to be, you know? Like, I kind of like how he ended up being Tim Allen. It's the whole story in itself. What does Professor Elm do besides give you a shitty Chikorita, dude? I really don't know.
You know what? From what I remember, his main thing is that he researched Pokemon eggs.
Oh, he's the egg guy. So for some reason, he just couldn't breed. There's just no way.
To my opinion, they did a bad job of explaining breeding. It took me forever to realize that like Pokemon eggs were dealt with at the Pokemon, like the you know,
the
daycare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, those people, like when they talk to you, they're just like, "Oh, we're so surprised we found an egg." And we're like, "Okay, you were the guys who brought the egg." All right.
Yeah, did
What?
you go out and find it in the grass? Like, what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
you're right. And I'm like, I just thought the egg, and I caught the Togepi, and I remember Togepi being like a big deal in the anime of being like a very special Pokemon, especially since at that point they only had like Gen 1 Pokemon, and then Misty's just
Yeah.
like, I've got my Togepi, and it's like, oh, that's weird.
It was like an exclusive Pokemon. But I guess back then so was Mew too. So I guess Mew and Togepi shared that. And Ho appears in the very first episode.
Yeah, it's true. That is
So that's
true.
kind of like I feel like Gen 2 is like a DLC expansion for Gen 1.
They had
Really?
They had it planned. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah. Oh no, not the George Lucas line. No. We're not going to episode 1 territory.
We're not. Make sure.
This is
Delibird's
where the fun begins.
Delibird's a key to it all.
No.
Just,
Delibird should have stayed in the anime where he belonged.
oh yes, true. Yes. Okay, so there was like maybe like 2 years or something like that, like during high school or before I went to high school, I would like watch some episodes of Pokemon. They would go at like 7:30 to 8, which was a perfect timing for breakfast or whatever.
It was always early. Yeah, I remember that.
There was always only I think Gen 3 and Gen 4 anime, so that was like, you know, Diamond and Crystal, like the one with May and the one with Chloe or whatever the hell her name is.
Yeah.
Dawn.
Dawn, yeah. With the Piplup, right?
Yes, exactly, with the Piplup. Right, there was one episode that kept coming up, and they only showed like the first like 3 gym badge, like the first maybe like 10 episodes, which is frustrating.
Yeah.
So I'd see the same episodes over and over again. And one of them was where it was like a Delibird comes to Team Rocket, and they're like, oh, why do we have a Delibird? And then just like the Delibird's like Delibird, and it gives them like Pokeballs, and it's like it's a Tyranitar and the steel one, Aggron.
Oh, nice.
And so they're
Those
just
are
like,
amazing.
yeah, they're just like, oh, we can finally defeat Ash and everything, and then they lose because they're not trained well enough.
Mm-hmm.
God, is there something that
Yeah, does it not work against them? I don't know why it wouldn't.
it should say doesn't if? Are you pleased with yourself? I'm running to the Pokemon. I'm running to the old man's house.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what you get. The running in this game is just the speed that the rival gets away at. That's funny. I was always curious how he ran so fucking fast because he didn't have an extra animation. He just like took normal steps and like glided across the ground.
Just get some more
11.
hand to do this, just in case.
Yeah, just like a little bit of each. So like if we get ourselves into like a really shitty situation, we'd be good.
Oh, mama.
Oh,
Jeez. Did you watch lots of Johnny Bravo?
oh, dude, I had to. It was always on. It was great.
Do you remember any episodes?
You know what? I don't remember any specifics. I just remember him being Johnny Bravo. That's all I took. That's all I took from it.
I think
I love
most of them are pretty just pretty much he just kind of does that. He's just very just like, oh mama, like but the only one I remember watching the most was where he's like having nightmares and he's like, oh no, don't get me, little Richard Simmons. And the whole episode is about that his childhood bully was Richard Simmons.
Oh my god.
And so he's like, hey Johnny, like time to bully you. And he's like, no, little Richard Simmons, don't bully me. Like,
That's so good up for a show for kids.
it was super weird.
Wait, Richard Simmons, isn't he the guy who does the working out stuff?
Yeah, with like the curly afro thing.
Yeah, the curly. He's like doing the workout. I can't remember the right word for it, but yeah, he has like the whole gym and the camera, and he's like, hey guys, let's get into gear.
Yeah, like he's like this happy like. I'm just gonna get like I just love just like covering myself in flowers, and he's just like, oh no, little Richard Simmons. And he's like, hey Johnny, I'm gonna bully you, and it's like I think it was actually his voice, which was weird, but
Yeah, that's awesome.
Then obviously Richard Simmons bullies Johnny Bravo because he's a dork, and he becomes friends with the girl, the scout girl, whatever her name is.
I do remember the scout girl.
Sorry?
I do remember the scout girl for sure.
Yeah. I don't know what the deal with her was exactly. Oh, we have one Pokedex entry, which means the Pokedex is busted. That's okay.
Oh, it's already broken.
No.
Wait. Oh, you can say no to that?
You can, yes.
Oh shit! Is that Crystal exclusive?
You could say no in the original game. I just accidentally pressed A when it came up before.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's
They usually never let you skip anything in these Pokemon.
Yeah. The good thing is that most of the text is pretty like skippable. It's pretty just like it's not like Gen 7 where it's just like here's how he's like and then he like folds his arms and puts his head back and then he's just
the
like
worst.
Don't you love rivals that have the weakness of your Pokemon? They're just like you chose a fire type, I'll choose a grass type, and it's like you gotta choose.
Man, you brought me back to How, dude. How is like the worst of all of them. Like I recently finished Gen 7 for the first time.
Oh yeah.
I really ended up liking Lily as way more as a rival / friend than I did How. Every time How popped up, I was like, damn it, it's How again. And I feel like even the developers knew, because he's in the beginning a lot.
Yep.
But by the time you get to the end, he barely shows his face. He like shows up at the very end. He's like, hey friend, let's battle one more time before you fuck the Elite Four. Like that's the last time you see him.
Or you fight against my dad or grandfather or whatever the shield.
Yeah, whatever the dude bro is with the kimono on. I can't remember, whatever.
Yeah, he was just like, you're gonna fight my brother. How you guys fight and make me feel good about myself. Okay, okay, Grandpa.
Yeah.
It's one of those creepy things about those new gens that are very much like when they have like stories. It's like someone's like, I'm grumpy, and then you fight them. They're like, seeing you fight gave me inspiration. It's like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very like, what?
It's very main character like, oh, you're perfect. I am now great now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's very much like, oh, I don't want it. I don't want the lightning powers. I don't want to destroy the transport with Chewbacca in it. And it's just like, you didn't destroy the transport with Chewbacca in it, did you, Ray? Of course you didn't. Yeah, referencing something.
Go to George Lucas. Dude, Rise of Skywalker, the more I think about it, the more I hate that movie, dude.
There is there's not a lot about it that I like. There's a lot of watching it, I'm like, you know what? As much as I somewhat dislike The Last Jedi, I'm like, okay. At least this one had some things. Like, I don't know. I still don't like The Last Jedi, but it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the formulated thought about it right now.
I still think Rise of Skywalker is better than Last Jedi and Episode 1, maybe even 2. It might be on par with Episode 2. But Episode 3 blows it out of the water. Episode 3 is awesome.
Yes. It's very clear, like, as a story, it's a pretty, like, straight-cut story. There are some times that Episode 3 you're just like, okay, how come no one figured out that Palpatine's evil at this point?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whereas
you just end up making headcanon stuff for it, because you have to, because the problem with the prequels is that the first 2, nothing really happens in it. Like, 2 is something kind of happens. 1, I guess, has Darth Maul and pod racing. But, like, Episode 3, everything happens, and it's so rushed that, like, you have to kind of, like, add in details yourself, because there just was not enough time to, like, put everything into that. Like, you had to slowly see this guy deteriorate from, like, a hero to a villain. Like, you can't do that in the last, like, 20 minutes of the movie. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
No, exactly, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, it's just... Yeah.
Like, the best things about it are, like, not even the movies. It's just, like, games and the TV shows and the comic books and all the stuff around it.
The things they created, yeah.
Like, the amount of content in Clone Wars alone between Episode 2 and 3 is, like, mind-boggling. Like, there's like, what, like, I think 24 episodes a season. Like, don't quote me on that, but there's, like, 7 seasons or something. Like, that's crazy.
Really?
In between, like, yeah, and I just started watching it. I haven't even finished season 1 yet, but it's actually, like, it's everything I wanted in the prequels, like, as a kid. Like, it feels like I'm actually watching, like, the real prequels right now. It's amazing.
Shit.
Super, super cool.
I know it gives a lot of the Confederacy. It's the biggest thing. Like, just for some reason, I like the Confederacy because the characters they had, like the main villains, were all the coolest. Like,
yeah.
Especially when you played Battlefront 2, you're like, which heroes do I get to choose? Do I just choose the Republic heroes, which is Ki-Adi Mundi and Raya Sakura that you don't really know?
Yeah, Ila Sakura. Oh my god.
Or do you get? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that there's throwaways. Like, they're just like slots that they want to fill up.
Yeah,
garbage characters. Yeah.
And when they kill Plo Koon, you're just like, oh, okay, well, all right.
Oh well.
I mean, in the show, I know they made. Whoa.
Whoa.
Where are you?
He looks really black.
He's not shiny.
That's weird.
That's super weird. Oof.
Isn't he more blue?
I'm pretty sure he is. That's weird.
Is that one of the changes?
Maybe. I wonder.
Stripped me out, actually. His hypnotizing, like, stuff is working on me, I think.
The screen's spinning, and it's like, oh, you will see me in a different light. Aha.
You activated my trap card, my belly.
Oh, he's like, oh. He's like, oh, how fascinating! I'm gonna blow bubbles in your face. Oh.
Yeah, look at him! Look at his mouth. He's definitely doing. Ho
He's also like, looking at like flying out of like out of the space. He's just like, here's my tail.
Funny enough, this guy could totally be Pingu.
Yeah, he could definitely be Pingu. Yeah, much better than we had Pingu. I just realized we had Pingu.
Yep.
We had Deadly Bird. He was a Pinguith.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
We actually had the Pingu.
And we called him Tim Allen.
we
called the seal Pingu's beef. So we could have had Pingu and Robbie as our two characters. We had a penguin and a seal. That's incredible. Although having
is it incredible?
Named Pingu would make me want to use him, and that's just not allowed.